What's up, guys? Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm Belle. Nice to meet you. So, I'm struggling, honestly. I am in a severe reading slump in the last couple of days, and I don't know how to get rid of it, actually. I'm in one of those slumps where I just pick up a book and read a couple of pages, two or three, and then I just pick up my phone because it's just boring and I'm not really excited to read. So, yeah, the book that put me into a reading slump is actually The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann. It's a German classic, and it's really kind of annoying because nothing happens at all. And it's frustrating me a little bit, to be honest. So I really want to read something else. I'm definitely not a person who DNFs any books. I always force myself to read all the books and finish them. So yeah, I will definitely have to keep reading The Magic Mountain at some point, but right now I just need a break. I need to read something else. And therefore I picked up a few books that I would like to read in this video. So the first book I chose to help me get rid of that reading slump is actually Beach Read by Emily Henry. I'm really looking forward to read this book anyways, as it is on my April TBR, and all the Emily Henry books I've read so far were great. I really liked them. I enjoyed reading them. So I really hope that this book will not disappoint me and help me get rid of that slump. I guess we will just start reading and see how it goes. So I'm on page 108 right now, and so far I really enjoy reading this book. Emily Henry kind of never disappoints, to be honest. I really like her books. And so far we've met January. She is the main character and she's an author and publisher. And we've also met Gus, who is an author and publisher as well. And they know each other from high school because they went to the same classes and everything. They had a thing for each other, but they were never official. There was just kind of a one-night stand. And yeah, they get to know each other a little bit more. And right now they're having this bet where they have to write in the genre the other person is writing normally. So they're definitely getting out of their comfort zone. It's really funny so far. I really enjoy it. And this already helped me a little bit to get out of my slump, to be honest. I think in general, if you want to have a tip, if you are in a reading slump and you want to get rid of it, first of all, pick a genre you really like. So romance for me is probably the best pick I could ever choose because I just love romance books. Also, choose an author where you know that you really like their writing style, which is easy. Also, don't choose too difficult or too high-staked reads. I would say just take something easy, something lighthearted, and I think this book is really great so far. I really enjoy it, and I will keep reading now because I really want to know what's happening between Jen and Gus. So it's the next day. Yesterday I've read until page 265 and it's getting chaotic. So Jan and Gus just got closer, loved that. However, we just found out that Gus is married. Well, it's kind of his ex-wife. However, they're still officially married, and of course he wants the divorce and everything. However, it's not that simple. And also Jan has a really bad experience with that because her father had an affair while he was with her mother, and it's just pure chaos, and I'm here for it. I love it. So I'm really excited to keep on reading. I have approximately, let's check. Yeah, I have like 95 pages left. So I'll get back to you after I finish this book. So I have finished Beach Read, and let me tell you, this got emotional at the end. Especially the letters from her father to Jan. They were so emotional, so not really heartbreaking, but just really touching, and I loved the idea of letters. So I really loved this part of the book. Also, well, I really liked Gus. Like, I think they are probably the most relatable couple of all the Emily Henry books I've read. I haven't read People We Meet on Vacation and Great Big Beautiful Life yet, so I can't judge all of the couples. However, I loved Jan and Gus. I loved the backstory of Jan. I loved the friendship between Jan and Shadi. So I really enjoyed reading this book. This really helped me with not getting on my phone. I really wanted to keep reading. I wanted to know how the story continues, and I loved every single bit of it. I gave it 5 stars actually, so I really liked it. And I'm really happy because I feel like this is one of the books that definitely can get me out of a slump. However, we will just try a few others because I'm curious if I'm out of the slump already or if I was just lucky to get a great book. So we're back at the couch, and my next read will be The Stranger by Albert Camus. This is another book that's on my April TBR. However, I think this might be a great book, even though it's a classic, and classics are a little bit more difficult, in my opinion, to read, and especially if you want to get out of a reading slump. However, this is very short, and I think to get rid of a reading slump, you sometimes just have to pick a shorter read, because then you finish the book faster, hopefully, and then you feel like you succeeded in something. So let's read The Stranger. I can just tick off another book of my April TBR, and it's very short, so hopefully this book will be great. I've heard some strange things about it, so I'm really curious and I'm excited, so let's keep reading. Great. This book does not start well. I don't like it already. It says, Maman died today. His mother just died. This can't be a great book. I mean, it's just sad already in the beginning. Okay, guys, so I have just finished the first part of this book. I'm just about to start with the second part, and what can I say? So this book follows Mersault. He's the main character, and he's really strange because he does not feel any emotions. Well, maybe he does not feel no emotions at all, but he does feel very little. And if he feels emotions, he's more like angry or frustrated or annoyed by other people, and he doesn't feel happiness or joy or excitement. Like, he doesn't feel any positive emotions, I would say. So his mother died in the very first chapter. Actually, the very first sentence was, Maman died today, and he did not show any emotions. He was not showing any grief, or he was not sad at all, which is weird. And the story keeps rolling, and he, well, I don't want to say too much, but he kills the man, he shoots him. He doesn't shoot a man like once, which is bad enough already. No, he shoots him 5 times. It's just not it. Dude, you should not have done it. So let's see what the second part brings. I'm, kind of excited. It's weird. However, even though it's an older book, it's written in a very fluent way, and I really like the English. Yeah, let's keep reading and find out what happens to Mersault. So, I just finished The Stranger by Albert Camus, and it was a really great book. As mentioned already, Mersault definitely does not lack emotions. However, he feels very little emotions, and those emotions he does feel, he feels very faint. I feel like Mersault is just a pure logician who disregards human emotions, and this makes me feel very sorry for him actually, because I feel like if you do not feel emotions at all, or just very little like he does, then you just can't live fully, and that's pretty sad actually. So overall, I really enjoyed reading this book. It was a quick read. It has like 120 pages, so nothing crazy. And I definitely enjoyed reading this book from a more philosophical point of view, because it kind of makes you think more about life in general and the meaning of it. So I would definitely recommend this. I really like this book. Yeah, so I think I'm on my way to getting out of my reading slump. However, I wanted to choose another book, which is actually not on my April TBR. So I wanted to read something else from my TBR in general. So I got Swimming in the Dark the other day by Tomasz Jedrowski, and it's another romance book. And the story is placed in Poland in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. And it's a love story between Ludwig and Janusz, and they both meet each other at a working camp. And Ludwig falls in love with Janusz, I would say. Janusz, I'm not so sure about him yet. I actually started reading it already because I just needed to get into it. So I would definitely say I'm out of the reading slump already. Woo! Oh my goodness. So I would definitely say I'm out of my reading slump already. However, I really want to finish this book to give you a great review. So I will keep reading probably tomorrow because I'm tired already and I still have to do some chores. So I will keep you updated on that. Hello guys, it's the next day. Yesterday I've read a couple more pages of Swimming in the Dark. So I have now 60 pages left approximately. However, now it's getting a little bit frustrating, I would say, because Ludwig wants to leave Poland, obviously because of the regime and everything, but Janusz wants to stay, and they are choosing different paths right now, which annoys me a little bit because I really want them to stay together, and I really hope there will be a happy ending for both of them. However, I feel like we're not getting that, so I'm really excited. I really need to keep reading, and I'll keep you posted. Okay, I have finished Swimming in the Dark. The story in general is extremely heartbreaking. However, the author manages it to get somehow a happy ending. And I don't understand how he did it, because this is really weird to be heartbroken but happy at the same time. I would say I'm especially happy for Ludwig because I think he made the right decision. However, I think I can accept Janusz's decision as well. Like, he probably won't be that happy in life in general. I think he will regret some parts of it later on when he gets older. However, there's still hope, and I really love that even though the whole story was heartbreaking, especially the end, there's still hope left, and that's so beautiful. And I think there's no better way than ending a book like this. I loved this book. It reminded me a little bit of Call Me By Your Name by André Aciman. However, I think this was way more political as well, which I really enjoyed, to be honest, because I'm from Europe and Europe history is so interesting and so brutal. So this was really nice to read as well. Well, not nice, obviously it's not nice, but it was interesting. And yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I loved it. I can highly recommend that. So overall, I think I chose really great books for getting out of my reading slump. I think it worked very well. So what I did was choosing genres I really enjoy reading, choosing authors where I know I like their writing style, and also choosing books that are on the shorter side and not on the long side. So I think these three tips and tricks really helped me to get out of the slump, and honestly, I was surprised. Every single book was so great. So I really enjoyed reading them, and I think I'm back on track now. So if you ever are in a reading slump, just try out different types of books, different styles, different genres, and I think you just get back into it somehow naturally. I haven't read that many books in such a short period of time, I think in like forever. So yeah, I really hope I will stick to it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.